Well, 1 year and 1 day since this game entered early access, it's finally released. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at Memoriapolis, or Memoriapolis, or Memoriapolis. I always have trouble saying the name of this game, but it's always funny to say. Anyway, this is still the early access version of the game that comes out today into full release. I didn't get a code for any sort of like beta that gives us the 1.0 access to the game, but I did want to come back and revisit the game in its last state of early access before it's released today, and then eventually do some live streams on the channel and showcase all of what you can do in a game that allows us to build up to 5 different ages through history and experience everything from like kind of the time of the Romans all the way up to the Enlightenment age. Think a little bit like Civilization and what the new Civ is trying to do with the whole like history built in layers and trying to build things on top of things on top of things, where like for example the Colosseum could then have a, I don't know, rail station on it or something like that. But anyway, this game was very, very unique in a way where I can't quite put it to words. Like, to try to describe this game, I don't know, it's just kind of a game you have to see. And in fact, there on the screen you can see that we played as Raptoria, and I'm Raptoria of whatever nation we were building here, Raptoria of course, but going for a style of, I don't know. Anyway, this was about a year ago that we played, and now it's been a year since the initial early access period, where they've added, again, more ages, more buildings, refined things, listened to player feedback, and apparently it's gotten quite good and different in many ways that people have been saying. So welcome aboard. Good to see you all here. We'll first take a look then at the a continuation of a city that has entered, I think, the 2nd or 3rd age, and then we'll go start a new game as well, as I kind of de-rust a bit and we experience and explore a very strange game, one that I applaud, because we need more games to take risks, especially in the city builder realm, so that way we just don't end up with the same endless grid-based games all the time. I love those to death, but it's always great when a developer takes a risk. So welcome aboard. Don't forget to sub to the channel and hit that like button. And of course, for more giveaways and other types of things, like recently we're giving away a graphics card from 11-Bit Studios. We're giving away AAA games and new indie games and stuff like that. Make sure you subscribe and say hi down below in the comment section. Let's get it started. Let's jump in where we left off, whatever this is, and we'll take a beautiful look at the loading screen. That's nice. Certainly looks Roman. And actually, off in the distance, I think I saw Notre Dame back there. Defeat. Numerous rebellious factions have barricaded their districts, plunging your city into total chaos. Independent and powerful, they had a growing distrust of you and preferred to join forces in order to carry out... Oh, whoa! It's a putsch. You were executed. Wow! And your dynasty will remain a distant memory in history. Damn! Alright, this game goes hardcore. Alright, so a city builder where it's not just like you failed, but you died. Like, there's a difference between losing in Civ and literally being killed to death. All right, let's see if we can reload a previous save then. So that's how that ended. Wow, quite abrupt. So it looks like they, had like a revolution or something like that. Let's go maybe a little bit further behind and see how things are going. Now, I can remember playing this game now at this point where a lot of like different notifications were popping up on problems that we couldn't necessarily solve. I'll keep going back until we can find one that actually works for us. But I'm excited to see what they'll do in the 1.0. We'll go way back a little bit then and see what's back here. I can remember them having a roadmap and making a bunch of announcements to improve things and make it better. Here, Ancient City Center Improvement. And there we go. I think we have ourselves... Oh, Gooberville. Nice. And this game highly encourages you, by the way, to build a massive, massive city. So here we have the building of a city. And I think what it is like history built in layers. They want you to connect things together endlessly, going through these valleys and stuff like that. So your city will be one giant city across the map. Kind of like how almost like the Netherlands is, in a way, if you think about it, in terms of urban density and whatnot. We have a city wall here. That's cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Manor Lords, like how I want Manor Lords to look later on, where we can build huge cities that are walled off. And I think also what we could do in this game is we could build something like, this would be from the classical era, then we build something from the medieval era, and then we try to upgrade the old city to be almost like the new city, but then still keep some of the life of the old city, like, for example, the little arena or Coliseum over here, the arena there by the lake, which looks really pretty. So gorgeous music already, and I like the look of the trees and things like that, and some of the map seems to be grayed out, but I think it's just the edges of the map or whatever. There's only color like in the center of the screen, which is kind of a weird approach, but... whatever. Might be settings we can turn on and off, so take that with a grain of salt. We see a big old farm over here, too. and a surveyor's cabin, which I think allows us to expand the territory like how you do in the settlers. So that's cool. And same going on down here too. So this will probably give us access to iron and copper and more stone along these mountains, that type of thing. So very cool. We can build defenses, and we can also, I think, go to war. They did show in the trailer building militaries. Of course, we could be killed too, and people can go to war. I think our nation can go to war. We can send troops to other nations to assist, or possibly I think our districts will shut down, and we can send people to almost like union bust in a way, but just earlier terms of it. So that's very, very interesting too. I want to try to load another save here. This seems to be one we started long ago. There's Gooberville there. Let's go to Raptoria, maybe one before the utter downfall of wherever we were. I want to see how this larger city looks. Now, I remember that this game only has one map at the time. It allows you, wow, they do not let us like go anywhere in that game. Damn. All 3 different saves, and we can't load any of them. 1683 there. This is 1612, 1633, 1683. I'm trying to load all these different saves, and it just doesn't seem to be letting us do it. Let's go back here to Raptoria. I just want to see what these look like before jumping into, kind of the full look here. Oh, there we go. All right, so now we've got yet another cool thing going on. Big statue there. We got a marketplace here, I believe it is. There's also the Senate there, and I think this is our forum, yeah. And then the initial starting area here at the improved ancient city center. The buildings look really good. They made some good improvements upon this, and the big catch I think to this game is to see how big you can make a city, almost looking like Dwarf Romantic, but on a gargantuan scale of being like Civ, but then again minus the hexagons. It's this but not quite, that but not quite, that kind of thing. There's a mausoleum there. And I think later in this save, we also built a circus here. The plan was to build a circus, the races where they have a large rectangle and then can kind of loop all the way around, almost like NASCAR. Additionally, the game has bridges that are pre-built, and I think in the save I was trying to showcase, we built a city over here too. So within about 3 to 6 hours, I was able to fill up this side of the river and that side of the river too. And, this section here with the bridges are already pre-built. And, all right, seems fine to me. Okay, well, it does look like we also get a different coat of arms or like a city logo here. And look at all the different things we have to worry about now. We got to worry about food and gold coins and blueprints and inhabitants. As things go further and further, you have to worry about more and more resources. So that's definitely something to consider. There's a lot going on, I must say. Take a little peek at the buildings here. Cutting camps, quarries, tileries, ceramic workshops, surveyor's camp. We've got Senate buildings, some of which I don't think we can build more than one of, so we're at the limit. Okay, well, that's cool and all. I just wanted to show off how things look when it's a little bit more complete. And actually, there's buildings hidden over here in the corner, too. And as I was thinking, wow, this kind of looks somewhat empty. It's actually not, because we have to worry about building far off where the resources are, like clay. So not everything can be within the high density of the city. And so you can see people working in the fields. And also, yeah, I built a wall around the field, too. It's kind of, the wall building I can recall is a little strange. Like, we built a wall around the city here, as you can see highlighted in orange. And then there's another wall that passes through the city, question mark? Yeah, it actually passes through the, it goes through the ancient city center as well. And then comes back around. And also, I don't know why we walled off the, the wheat fields, but we can't let anybody else get in our victuals, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and start ourselves a new game and experience this one from the very beginning. Now, remember, as I mentioned, this is not the 1.0 version. This is the early access version down here. So this is really the last hurrah for the early access version, and things can only get better here going forward. Now, I'm not sure how different the 1.0 version is, but it does look like they added a endless mode. That's cool. Or the classic mode, which is recommended. I don't remember an endless mode. It could be it could have been there from the beginning, but this seems to be like the perfect game mode to get started and learn all over again. Oh, and the classic map or the snow map? Well, we got to check out that snow map. That's completely new to me. All right. Although I'm a little shocked to see only 2 maps there. It would be nice if they had, I don't know, more. Your destiny. Okay, so this is like choosing our, who we want to become in the end? Yeah, okay. So this is what we'd be working towards. So this is what we kind of start as and what we want to work towards. So craftsman, trader, strategist, politician, philosopher, priest. Let's go ahead and do trade. I think trade treaties will probably help us out quite a bit in the cold. as we won't always be able to provide things for ourselves, such as food. All right, customization. We can name our city. Let's go ahead and call this, I don't know, Fort Raptoria. And our name, of course, will be Raptor Raptoria. And then we get to design our little coat of arms. So that's cool. A couple of different little shapes for it. Wow, that's not very promising there. That looks like a coffin. Let's see. I think we'll go with the traditional... I think we'll just go with the traditional shield there. And, ooh, there's a lot of options for that. Oh, wow, jack-o'-lanterns too. Okay, spiders. Nice. Be Spooderman. Let's go with, I don't know. Oh, okay, we'll go with the trade ship there. That seems good. And then, what should we do for this? Oh, this is different colors and shapes and designs. Oh, wow, and there's lots of ways to customize all this. That's cool. How do we change colors? Oh, wow, okay. All right, oh, is that Assassin's Creed-ish a little bit? Oh, kind of. You see the, yeah. What do we got? Okay, I want something a little simple. All right, we'll do that. And then how do I... Oh, there's a gold effect, too. Ooh. Okay, how do I change things here? Oh, we could add more symbols to it as well. Okay. So let's change the boat color to blue. Outline color can stay white. And then how do we change the design of the shield? There it is. Okay, so we can make that blue, too. Let's make that... black, I guess. An outline color could be white like that. That's fine with me. Let's go with that. Dark nights, white snow, and blue seas. That'll be our people's logo or lore or whatever. All right, let's take a look at the map. Is it just that map but in the snow, or is it completely different? Let's see. Well, I don't remember these islands like that, so that's somewhat new. It's cool. We're like in ancient Sweden. It's like 1970 before the internet. All right, massive mountains here and very little places to build. And these markers here are where they recommend that we build. Well, this kind of looks familiar so far, but no, not quite. That's an island with 3 bridges, so that's cool. They don't recommend us building down there, but building here might be good, right here at the edge. Also up here would be very well recommended too. But let's go ahead and build right here by the bridge, because that seems really neat. Although that bridge looks quite strange. But again, this is the early access version. We'll see how different that is in 1.0. Look at this. Almost looks more like a glacier than any sort of snow-covered rock. All right, let's go ahead and build here. Oh, and they also label them over here. So the estuary, the plain, the mountain hollow. That's interesting. That's like Frostpunk right there. Forest edge, lakeside, or as we'll do, the seaside. All right, so... Charlie and Zulu to rotate. Or X-ray. X-ray and Zulu to rotate. We'll go ahead and place that right about... well, actually, we want the circle to be all within the land that we intend to build. So maybe a little further back like that. And we'll rotate that like this. And boom. Start of Antiquity. All right. So now we're in the age of Antiquity. And we need to reach level 5 in each city center. So I guess, yeah, it's almost like you're building... That's one thing I recall. Each time that you're getting to a new age, you can kind of accelerate the growth of the city by building other city centers that have a theme of what the new age is, and then trying to bring the other one up to speed, which is kind of fun. And we'll see how things go. So it looks like they're making food already. They're automatically farming. So, and we can give more orders for that. Let's do a cutting camp. We absolutely will need wood. For firewood, for building, for what have you. And let's see how much firewood is available here. Oh, wow. If we build back there, it's like 5,000. All right, let's build right on the edge at about 7,000. And I think they automatically build roads. Yeah, so they'll try to build roads all the way through. Surveyor's cabin production. Let's go with another small farm. So there's some like garden-like farms there, but we want a serious farm. I think we can better control that, so let's go ahead and build that there. Construction will be in 10 cycles. Okay. So that could be days or months. I'm assuming it's probably months. And we'll also need a quarry. And that'll be good right up there. Not sure how much is a lot of stone in this game. It looks like we're getting maybe around 100 and something up here. Getting about 400. Trying to get the 455 there. That seems good. Okay, so we got the basic resources going. We got wood, stone, and food. And as soon as they get those things connected, we'll be all right. Wow, this seems new to me. Resource points. Population satisfied. Basic camera controls and some other things here. And then focus on trade routes, urban planning rules, know-how, ramparts. So obviously something to do with military and some sort of defense building. Very simple at the start. Compared to what we saw at the beginning of the episode here, we saw very many different types of things. Like we saw clay, I think. We also saw more types of people too. Right now there's kind of just one class of inhabitants and workers, and that's about it. And blueprints as well there. Is that a whale? A mobile game user? Ooh. Anyway. Alright, so the surveyor's cabin can expand our territory a little bit. And I think we should definitely build wherever there's a lot of green. But yet build it nearby. Oh, there they go. They're constructing that farm and the fields for it. The game does a pretty good job of automatically constructing somewhat realistic-looking farms. This is how I would lay things out maybe in Manor Lords a little bit. But, of course, we're also intending on going back to games like Farthest Frontier, maybe more of, well, Manor Lords here on the channel, as well as Foundation. Games that come to mind when I think of this game, but also very much like Civ in a way where I want my Civ cities to look like this when I make them all big and beautiful. You know what I mean? They look real nice when you get them to capital size, for sure, for a couple hundred years. Alright, the building tree. Looks like we can unlock some more things now. So we got a small farm, which can give way to bonuses. And same with the small quarry and the cutting camp. We also have some cultural buildings, too, which might be related to... Actually, there's all sorts of buildings here related to whatever is listed. So military, religion, proximity. So our surveyor's cabin. And that'll expand our territory wonders, too. That first one, commercial. Is that trade? We'll have to see. Alright, this might all be based on population, so we'll see what happens over time. Lets you learn specific blueprints and build various production and cultural buildings, as well as the wonders and decorations for the enjoyment of your citizens. I think in that second city we did see one of the large statues that you could build too, so like the Colossus of Rhodes, is it? Or maybe the Colosseum or the Circus could be wonders, but also, of course, a service building too for your people. Alright, looks like they're expanding little by little with these fields. So once, it's all auto build. Once one farm field is done, another one's popping up. Oh yeah, there it goes. Alright, what do we got here? Oh! Improved ancient camp improvement. Several cycles have passed, and now you have enough citizens and resources in your warehouses to improve your city's center. Good. So we can click on that and then choose an improvement, or this will be what unlocks when we improve. So now we can start making ceramic workshops. There's the arena. We also have buildings for, I guess, farming and healthcare. Looks like statues and other offices. Go ahead and improve. That'll take 10 turns as well. Not too bad of a start. I think no matter how many times you play this game, I think the start will be rather quick and you can, you know, speed things up a bit. But I'm also wondering, I'm not seeing any sort of like cool waterfalls here or anything. Map just seems kind of like a modded, tossed together map. It's very weird in a way, but I hope the 1.0 version has more maps than what we've seen, because the replayability for me will be on the maps, and that was the same with Manor Lords as well, where that first initial map of Manor Lords was cool and all, but now there's 2 more in there with the mountains, and also one that has a river, and that's pretty neat. Okay, City Center 2 rewards, so I think the Ceramic Workshop's a good idea. We could certainly sell those, and that would be good. We might have to unlock that here. So there's our Ceramic Workshop. So we're going to spend blueprints in order to unlock that. So 2,500 we have. We're spending 500 to unlock. But ceramic seems pretty important. Oh, and there's all the other things we unlock too. But we'll start with the ceramics. Production is important for trade. And that's going to be a good thing to trade as well. So it looks like the Ceramic Workshop will take more stone, more wood, and I think the last thing there is clay, so we'll need a clay mine. But I think we can set up our quarry to mine clay as well. It looks like that's a yellowish rock there. So previously up at our quarry, we were mining the middle stuff. I think the top one might be stone, the middle one might be iron ore or just some sort of smeltable minerals, and then this could be clay here. So let's go ahead and put that somewhere near the edge. So a clay pit there. Oh, the middle one is sand. Okay. Actually, that's good too. I think sand might be used in brick production. And here we're mining... actually, can we modify this? Not exactly sure what we're mining now. Oh, there it is. Okay, we can switch here, I think. Okay, so first is stone, then sand, then clay. So let's switch to clay. For now. And then we'll also put down another quarry considering clay. And in the forest there, it seems to be quite high. Okay, good. So multiple quarries are going to be required. Oh, there's a swamp there. It says must be outside a swamp. But it's kind of hard to get a good number of clay there. Here, that one was at 2,200. In the middle of the swamp, it's 8,000. Hard to see that, though, in the winter, isn't it? Alright, we'll put that there as well. And we'll have it go for clay. Alright, let's switch this one back to stone. For now. Mine the rest of that stone, then we'll switch to clay. Then we'll double down on the clay, and that'll be a good resource for export for us. Okay. And now we just need a little bit more sand, which we're mining here. Good. Alright, so now we got a lot of mining going on, a lot of farming too. And the water looks nice flowing down river. Although I don't know who built these bridges. Hopefully those bridges get a lot of work in the 1.0 version. And what else should we buy? I think the ceramic is a good start. What about trade? There's commercial. Cobblestone roads that will ensure certain road stability and provide many more advantages. That's a good start. It's going to take clay for this farm to be upgraded. I think it's a good idea to upgrade the farm. We don't really have a lot of space for farming. And we're going to need a lot of clay and things for improvements there, so okay. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. So we are gathering stone, we are gathering clay, we are gathering sand. Beautiful. So we need 93 sand. I don't see it. Ah, there it is. As a resource, there it is right there. Oh, is there a blizzard coming in? Oh, no. Oh, I see. This must show us where the resource is. So anywhere that's colored? Kind of a weird overlay, but anything that's black and white does not have it. Oh, there you go. So there's your swamp. There's your mountains. Green must be for iron. Oh, that's wood. And then food. That's just a general reflection of it. Okay, ceramic workshop. Let's build that down here by the water. We'll build it as a nicely packed little facility there. Alright, safety, belonging, esteem, or creativity. What should we focus on? Well, creativity, I guess. Ah, in-game help. Good. Yeah, it's going to be very helpful, I think. I'm appreciating this de-rust. I think there's a lot to unpack here. And I know this won't be everybody's cup of tea, but I really, again, like it when developers are trying to go between all these different games and try to create something new by, I don't know, giving you a palate cleanser on, like, if you've got a ton of time in Civ and a ton of time in Manor Lords and maybe a little bit in Dwarf Romantic, and you're like, ugh, I want to keep playing those games, but I don't want to play them anymore at the moment. This gives you something to do while you're waiting for those games to kind of become fun again, I guess. Oh, a surprising find. Oh, looks like we were able to discover a ruin. We could demolish or repair it. Now, if we demolish it, we get a ton of resources. But if we repair it, we may gain a building, which this one seems to be a military building. So let's go ahead and build that, and we'll focus on health. You know, PT and whatnot. All right, so that's going to be... Oh, a free arena for us. Great. Right on the edge of town. That's cool. It's like right by the, on the shadow of the glacier, but yet near the river. All right. Well, free entertainment building for us. Can't really complain too much. Cool to see the smoke going out there. I really wish we could zoom in a lot more. This is maximum tilt right here, and this is like maximum zoom. That's shocking. At least at the moment. All right, now we have a faction coming on in. These people are at the gates of the city. Now, this is, again, why... when I was trying to reload multiple saves, these folks were, you know, weren't really trustful of us, and so they basically killed us. Not just these folks, but, you know, folks in our city. And you know, if one group likes you and another doesn't, the one that does like you will protect you. But then you can also banish these people, whatever. There's a lot of options. That is a very in-depth system right there. Got to learn a lot more about that and their satisfactions, too, as you see down in the left corner. All right. Good amount of people coming in. Now we're starting to make those ceramics. Good. Small quarry. Architectural office, which is good, too, for generating blueprints. We should get that. It's free. And... well, there's our arena. We've already unlocked that. We'll go with that building too because it has something to do with trade. All right, let's get the architectural office over here. So now we're kind of making our industrial area, aren't we? Clay production, ceramic production, and now blueprint production. And this building will be for trade. I guess I'll put this down here. Must not be on buildings. I guess they mean the existing road. And we'll make that about belonging. There's some bonuses there for diversifying what you try to focus on. And how you choose to connect with people and what motivational slogans and things you're using. 0 days since workplace accident. OSHA would be furious if they saw this city. Woo! Alright. Let's see. How are we doing with food? Looks like we might be losing food here. Resources can no longer be produced because the reserve is full. Gain is negative 16, so we are losing some food, so we could go for another farm. I think that'd be a good spot for that. And we're starting to build everything there is. Religion or education. We'll go with education next. We'll take some wood and more workers, but we'll get that blueprint unlocked. And we got to wait for the city to grow. So yeah, more food means more people. And more people that'll be required at that farm too. You bet. And there it goes. And food production should start coming up. There it goes. 42 now. Plus 42 this cycle. Good. Wood, we're gaining plus 5 on the stone, plus 5 on clay, plus 5 on sand. Good. So once we fill this area up, I guess we could build a survey office here and then put something there, maybe our military district on the island, and then start going up that way. Building a city all the way along the mountain's a good idea. Another farm going down there. Oh, food going down again, but seems to be keeping up with every time that there's a increase in the need of food, then there's an increase in the production. Ah, there it goes. Weird. Although we're in a winter map, I really don't think there's like a seasonal output here. I guess time is just kind of going by so fast that in the game scaling that it's just all happening instantaneously. Okay, let's build another zone there to expand. Must be placed in the periphery of the constructible zone. So these two have to overlap. Although I think we can upgrade this. I think the radius around that building could be increased with research. Something like that. But we are going to need more food. So, in that one save, our population was about 1,600. Here we're up to 338. So, it's been a few months since we played that one now. And I think maybe they could have changed how workforces and things like that work, maybe. Alright, looks like we could improve the city center again. Nice. And now that means we're going to be able to make beams and, like, bricks and things. More complicated construction, and that just seems to be tied to the automatic progression of the game. Doesn't seem like we did anything other than just on pause. We'll build a nice statue. Plop that there, and then other houses and things will more than likely pop up around that. More wood is needed. Huh. Stonemason carpentry, cool. Alright, we're gonna need another cutting camp to increase the output of logs. Hmm. I guess we'll have to build it there. Alright, that'll give us more wood. Then we can start making the new wooden beams and then also cut stones. So more than likely stuff we'll have to research here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm starting to get gold coins now. A lot of things are unlocking. Oh, what does this do? Generates 150 attraction. Okay, so marketing for the town. Try not to put too many buildings down on the beach. Worry about safety here. Now, I don't think there are natural disasters in this game that we have to worry about aside from maybe fire and maybe some sort of earthquake or building maintenance, but I'm going to go ahead and try to keep our buildings away from the beach. Oh, so many farms. Alright, good to see the wood coming in. We've already got that arena unlocked. We just built this, and we could go for the forum for politics, but boy, that's going to take things we don't have yet either. More workers are needed. And I guess we just have to wait for people to immigrate to the town. And for people to have babies and those children to become of age of working. I like hearing all the production in the town. Kind of slow for now, but now if we get to the Age of Enlightenment, I guess that might be... We didn't really have trains then, did we? Gunpowder was a thing, maybe? And we didn't really have steam trains or anything like that with rails and international and intercontinental connected railways. Maybe we'll see something with trains. I'd like to see that. Alright, are we gaining more people? 21 now? Okay. Oh, we could build an area. Looks like the towns will like it. And they're kind of picky with how we build it. They're saying like there? Okay. Maybe we can build more than one. Alright, we'll see how that goes. I would have thought we could have maybe in this version been able to build something on the shoreline, but it does not seem to be the case. At least so far. Those could be there in the 1.0 version, especially later in the game of the first section. We'll see. Yeah, so now we just need that population up. Food's doing okay at plus 92. So things are going according to plan. How do we do on the blueprints? Okay, we're at 1700. Yeah, we need more improvements for materials for more improvements there. Let's see. A workshop specializing in goldsmithery. I guess in this game, whenever we're mining minerals, it's implied that that's also gold included. At least I think. Also neat to see how they build the neighborhoods. Very organic looking, although a lot of straight lines. But that might be good, though, for city walls, you know? It'll make the city walls look a little more realistic. Oh. Another military building. All right, let's go ahead and repair that. Oh, we're missing some beams. Okay, I think we can make a decision on that later. Oh, and there's the arena. Cool. So then I think we need a sawmill or something to process those logs. There must be some sort of way to process those into logs. And let's see, production. Oh, here we are. The carpentry building. I wasn't thinking of it being like that. And also the stonemason. Yeah, we'll build a carpentry building there. And a stonemason there, next to the ceramics office. And with those things produced, we should be able to claim one of their military buildings we find, or whatever may require those beams in future, like cut stone. And there they go. Converts 15 wood to 5 beams every 5 cycles. Wow. And food dwindling again. I think that'll be the biggest thing in the game, that you always must constantly be paying attention to farming. Always taking a peek on it to make sure you've built another farm when you need to. Build a farm there with a little overlap. Hoplites are the gates of the city. Sure, go ahead. And we just need some more workers, too. We'll keep an eye on that. Such an interesting game this is. It's like very satisfying to play and to discover all these systems and mechanics, but I don't know, aside from like playing this once or twice, what my motivation would be after I filled up the map a couple of times, especially if there's 1 or 2 or maybe even like 3 or 4 maps. It does seem like it would come down to maybe leaderboards, especially with that limited classical mode. There is, of course, the endless mode, and that seems more fun. Or at least, even if you're playing in this game mode to focus on the city to make it of course, last through the ages, but to do so with quality is good, you know, to make sure everything's laid out nicely and that you weren't goofing too much. Seems like a good deal. All right, carpentry and stonemason are doing their thing. All right, not too bad. Large storehouse at the Horium. Need 25 people, though, to build that. Almost there, but I think what might be more important is the ruins here. And now we need the beams and, yeah, more stone. Which we're getting quite low on. We'll need to produce more stone. We need a surveyor camp. And then when that's done, we'll build a mine. And then when that's done, we'll build other improvements since we'll have more stone output. But the biggest thing will be our workforce, which is only a 26, and then, of course, 166 gold coin. Which means that, you know, we can do some imports at a certain point. Hopefully feed those people. And make it so we don't have to do everything. There. Okay. So the mine will require more workers. More workers will require more food. And food's looking a little light. It's constantly bopping up and down. Although we're only losing 36 per cycle, I'm not sure if that means we have a little bit of time or a lot of time. Perhaps we have Miller time, and we have each other, don't we? That's good. Alright, well that's all the time we have today for this game and also for Raptoria. Thanks again for joining me, and it was kind of cool to remember how this game works, but I gotta go real in depth with this one on one of our live streams, so definitely make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Otherwise you're missing out on those, and it's certainly a lot of fun with mini building games and of course double and triple A adventure games coming out in the month of May and also June. It's going to be a big year here on the channel, as every year is, for all sorts of new games. So let me know what you think of this one down below in the comment section. Say hi. Let me know if you're in for more future giveaways on the channel too. It's been fun to drop some for you all, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Goodbye.